And first up this morning, we are cooking with one of Seattle's newest hotels. Hotel Lotte is in downtown Seattle in the F5 Tower, right next to the Columbia Center. Their restaurant is called Charlotte. And here to cook for us is their executive chef, Jeffrey Hunter. Good morning, Chef.
Good morning.
We are so delighted to have you here. We have some beautiful dishes you've already prepared. What are we making today?
So today we're going to make King Salmon from Alaska. We've got artichoke barrigol, which is like a pickled artichoke.
Yes.
And then we've got white beans with white anchovies, a little Gruyere, and ramps.
Okay.
So ramps are local and very sought after leek, wild leek.
Yeah.
So we like to get them early on and pickle the bottoms. So we've got the pickles
neat.
here.
Oh, well, that smells good. All right, well, let's get started with the salmon. Let's start cooking.
Sure. So when we're cooking seafood at home, it's very important. Like at Charlotte, we like to have the skin on and get it very crispy. To prevent the fish from really sticking, you really want to get the pan to a smoke point.
Okay, so nice and
hot
oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
So nice hot oil. And we use a grapeseed oil at Charlotte, which has a higher smoke point. So it will not burn or scorch the oil.
Got it. So how do you know when to put the salmon in? I mean, can you put it in, when do you put it in?
So you'll see the oil to slightly smoke, and that's when we'll put it in.
All right, so meantime, while we're waiting for this, what else can we do?
So while we're waiting for the pan to heat up for the salmon, we're gonna start the beans.
Okay.
And heat them up. So we like to start it with a little bit of butter.
It's a lot of butter, but I like it.
And then we'll add our white beans.
Okay.
These are flageolet beans.
And can you use any bean for this, or does it need to be?
You can use any bean. You can find these, or you can use cannellini beans. We cook them from raw, but you can buy canned beans at the store.
Okay.
And then we just slowly cook them in water with a little bit of onion and garlic. And then we use some of the beans to make the bean puree and puree the onion and garlic with that, and then we'll save the rest for our service.
Got it. Okay. So now we got the beans cooking with the butter. What else? Oh, now you're putting the pickled leeks in.
Yeah, our pickled leeks, wild leeks, ramps. We're using a little bit of white anchovy.
Okay.
That gives it a little...
That looks a lot fresher than the stuff that they put in the can.
We get special white anchovies from Spain.
Oh.
And then this is preserved lemon, which is lemon that
we've cooked with that here on the show before, and it seems like it has a myriad of uses.
And yeah, so it's a good way to bring acidity and some saltiness or salinity to the dish.
Okay.
And we'll add a little of that.
Okay.
And then maybe you can help.
What would you like me to do, Chef?
Maybe you can help me add a little bit of the Gruyere.
Okay, here's the Gruyere. Now, this is what we're making is the puree, right?
So this is going to be the beans that go underneath the salmon.
All the Gruyere, by the way?
Oh, no, that's perfect. Thank you. So we'll give it a little bit of richness and creaminess to it. And also to help bring it all together, we have a little bit of the white bean puree.
Okay. Oh, so you add the white bean puree to the beans, too, just to make it thicker? Okay.
And then we'll heat up a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
To put as a puree for the salmon. And to go underneath all the vegetables. If it's a little bit thick, we'll add a little bit of olive oil to it.
All right. Olive oil makes everything better.
And then maybe you can help me just whisk that together.
I can do this. So.
And then here you see the salmon the pan is starting to smoke here. So pardon my reach.
No problem. Do you want me to move this?
Yeah, we'll move that. Yeah, perfect.
Trade places.
We'll turn that down a little bit. Add a little bit more puree.
Perfect. Yep. So you can tell he's eyeing this to see how thick you want it. So you want it to have like a creamy consistency, but not too thick. How's that looking?
It looks perfect.
It looks good to me too. Ooh, I love that sizzle.
So we'll put it down now that the pan is smoking.
Okay.
We'll add the salmon. You can tell that it's done properly because it will move around without sticking. And then you'll put a little bit of weight on the fish.
Okay.
So the skin cooks all the way and is very flat.
And you wanted it to get crispy, right? How long, like in general, would you say? Like minute 30?
It'll probably take about 4 minutes to cook.
Just kidding, 4 minutes. I don't cook a lot of fish. This is why I'm going to Lotte to eat fish. Okay, so about 4 minutes for that.
So we'll let that cook, and we'll mix together our beans and all of our cheese and white anchovies.
Ooh, that looks so good. Okay, so why do we have so many eggs over there? I was just curious.
Sure. We wanted to talk about and kind of show kind of our different vendors or local farmers that we like to work with.
Oh, nice.
So this is from Appleham Farm, which is a farm that we're very close to up in Darrington.
Oh, look at those eggs. They're beautiful. They're even color coordinated.
Yeah, they take a lot of care and pride in their work.
Oh, my goodness.
I worked with them previously at Canlis when I worked there. And then it's a biodynamic farm.
That's
so
amazing.
we get a lot of like these beautiful greens we get from them.
Okay.
We get beautiful eggs for our breakfast service and for our special holidays like Mother's Day or Easter.
That's amazing. And the oysters as well, are those locally sourced?
And the oysters are from Hama Hama on the Hood Canal.
Oh, gosh, that's so cool.
So we took our team actually to visit both of these farms recently, just to really explore our local food systems with our team, so they're really in touch with what we do and why we do it and why our food is special and different.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. All right, so getting back to this, I think this is all mixed up. How do we then go about plating this meal?
Sure. So I've got a plate here, and we're going to start with the bean puree.
Okay. I'll give it to you, Chef.
And if it starts to separate a little bit,
just keep stirring.
and you can also add a touch of water to it.
Okay. So start with the bean puree, and then.
So we're going to put it on the plate here.
Okay.
And then you can plate it however you want, but you can make a nice swoosh like that.
Swoosh. Okay. We got a swoosh.
And then we're going to finish maybe help me finish with a little bit of chives here.
Okay, finish
Yeah,
in here.
just
okay.
a big pinch.
Okay, seriously, whoever chopped these chives is a master. Like, these are tiny, y'all. Smallest chives ever. Was this done by a hand or was this done by a machine?
So I cut those earlier today.
You cut these.
Yeah.
I think this whole segment should have been you cutting these chives. Oh my goodness.
So we've got our nice white beans and white bean puree on the plate.
Got it, okay.
And then we can garnish with our artichoke barigol.
Okay, and you can get marinated artichokes pretty much anywhere. Okay, we have about 30 seconds left.
Okay.
As you put these last bits and pieces on here, any other advice for making sure that fish at home is something that's attainable for everyone?
Yeah, I think that playing with it, practicing with it.
Yeah.
We use making sure it's cooked to proper temperature.
Right, that's key.
Yeah, we use a cake tester at work to make sure it's cooked to
That's fair.
medium rare.
Okay.
And then here we've got you can feel it pop, and then once done, you can just turn
Flip it over.
and then you can pop it in the oven, and it will be finished.
Beautiful like
Yes.
this. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Chef.
much for having me.
This was amazing and so beautiful, so colorful. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I'm just going to come to Charlotte.
Yes, please come visit us in Charlotte.
I will for sure.